Hey guys, we're in the beautiful Outer Banks of North Carolina. We just finished recording a great podcast with Richard Fertig, and now we're going to show you what we were talking about. Welcome to the Edgecamp Sporting Club.
Kevin, thanks for coming to Edgecamp Sporting Club.
Absolutely, long time no see.
I know.
All right, well tell us about this amazing place.
Okay, so this was all custom built. We started 2 years ago. It's 14 bedrooms, 12,000 square feet, custom built for short-term rentals with a focus on people that want to access the bay, which is directly behind us. Here we call it the Sound. And so outdoor activities, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, but the real thing, although you wouldn't tell today, is kiting. This is one of the best places in the world for kiting instruction, for advanced kiting. You can do these downwinders. So we've got 2 outdoor showers over here. You want to follow me? We'll do the outside and then we'll go inside. So, oh look, we have a little friend here. A little bit of nature came to say hello. So we've got 2 outdoor showers here with hot water. And then because we have 14 bedrooms, every single bedroom gets their own locker so that you can take your wetsuit off or your bathing suit or whatever and dry it. No one's messing with your gear and you're not trying to find your stuff. It's all here.
And one of the things you're talking about doing long-term is a membership model where people can actually keep their stuff here.
I want to show you that. So we've got room for expansion. And what we will do as we gather the members is create dry storage so people leave all of their belongings here. You leave your kite, you leave all your equipment. When we know that you're coming here, we can get it out in advance and put it in your lockers and so on. But now we take and eliminate all of that stress and hassle. And I know Johnny, who's filming here, he's got this huge gear bag. And the stress was, well, what if it gets lost or delayed or doesn't really come? So by having everything here, not only do we create, raving fans, but we also minimize, hassle and inconvenience, and it's very sticky, right? So,
as someone who travels a lot for climbing, I can tell you that getting your equipment to the different destinations is a huge hassle, so that'd be very appealing.
You'll see we added a pool and a cabana. It's got outdoor television. This is basically a place where people can come and recreate, and if it's not a big wind day like today, you've got incredible access to the water and views and pool, and we've got 2 hot tubs, one over there in the corner, one up there, so we can put 18 people in a hot tub, which makes sense. And we've got a fire pit here and in the other place, and we just really understand who's coming and what they're doing here, and we want to enable the creative excitement and energy to come and just relax and enjoy with friends and family.
Also worth mentioning, Richard, that Stomp Capital owns all of the surrounding land here.
Yeah.
So you have control over what happens over the next few years.
Yeah, so we own 50 plus acres. We're the largest landowner here on Hatteras Island. This is a big vision and a huge opportunity. We bought it right, which means there's tremendous upside. But consequently, we own the HOA. We are our own neighbors. There's no complaints. Like last night, we had live music. We had a fire dancer. We were creating these experiences that we talk about. You got to experience it firsthand, and we don't have to worry about disturbing the neighbor. We are the neighbor. Yeah. So last night we had a live musician over here, and we had a fire dancer entertaining. And then afterwards, Kevin and his wife went to one of the hot tubs, and Team Stomp sat around here. We had s'mores, and everyone was just having a great time. And like that's really what it's all about, right? Just like relaxing, unwinding. We're all working hard. We're all playing hard, and it's that like living life to the full that we embrace. So this is one of those elements.
Yeah, when Richard talks about, experience trumps luxury, I mean, obviously this is a luxurious place to stay. We happen to be staying in the villa over there, which is sort of a semi-private space. But it's really the experiences that Richard's team creates that take it over the top. So everything from the meals to the entertainment. everything you'd expect from a world-class resort, but in a place that feels like home.
And what we talked about was that it's all a la carte, right? So when somebody books our place, we onboard them and ask, what does success look like, and who's coming, and what are you doing here? And then we offer them a suite of amenities, from bike rental, stand-up paddleboard, kayak, to instruction, kiting, surfing, to chefs, to fire dancers, live music, DJs, oyster shucking, beer tasting. I mean, you name it, it's completely customizable so that your vacation is exactly what it is that you're looking for. And the best part is it's all a la carte, so you're paying for what you want and you're not paying for anything that you don't want. And consequently, it's really value added to the guest, and it's quite profitable to us. We charge 12% markup for all of those extras, which goes actually into the fund and benefits the LPs.
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine already, just if you're a big group, a family, or a corporate event, how this is just so far superior to staying at a big resort with lots of other people and kind of generic experiences.
And people love it, right? So two thoughts on that. One, we had a guest who spent about $40,000 to rent the place out for a week, and then those add-on amenities that I just talked about, 3x that, $120,000 for the week of just ancillary services, chefs, and so on. So like this week cost them about 200 grand to stay, and then those concierge services that I talked about, we're doing something so unique and so different that two separate guests this summer reached into their pocket and gave $500 gratuities to the concierge team for making their vacation so special.
And those prices might sound a little out of reach for most people, but worth knowing that your plan is to build a bunch of structures or buildings of different sizes, right?
Totally. I mean, what we're talking about here, it's something this big, is corporate retreats, off-sites, which is a huge untapped market. There's not a lot of places where you can do all this in nature and connect and come together.
I was just asking Richard earlier, from an investment standpoint, you know, what's the carrying cost of all this land? And the carrying cost is minimal, right?
It's de minimis, because we bought the land so inexpensively. You know, our basis is so low, the taxes are really low on undeveloped property, so we can hold it indefinitely. We have no debt on it, so it's actually a very safe, sound investment. If you take a look at some of the smartest people in the world, like Bill Gates is massively acquiring as much land as he possibly can. They're not making any more of it. It's a real asset, and historically land appreciates over time, especially if you get to a place early and it's desirable. So in my personal opinion, having access to this water that was inaccessible due to the bridge and lack of infrastructure, and is now available after North Carolina put in $1.5 billion to make it accessible and guarantee it for 100 years, my personal opinion is the price continues to rise.
Yeah.
All right, let's go inside.
Yeah, so we're on the upper floor now, which is the main open space of the property. And I was telling Richard that what's amazing about this space is it feels like a home. It's warm and inviting, but it's also super flexible. In fact, you guys had a meeting here yesterday.
Yeah, we do corporate offsites here, so we were meeting with our branding agency as we continue to expand, but everything has been thought out. So we have outlets and plugs and HDMI and smart televisions and blazing fast internet, so that we know that like you can come here and you can actually work. All of this furniture that you're looking at here, like this table, is all custom made. The rest of the furniture is hospitality grade, so we're using single family homes, but hotel and hospitality grade furnishings, so that it'll last for an extended period of time. And here's just sort of like a one living room area with a gas fireplace. And what you'll note, again, with intent, we have very little art. It's not because we don't love art, but it's because we love the water and the views even more. So we want to direct people's attention not towards televisions and art, but rather really focus everything to be outside and outdoors and looking at the beautiful nature and wilderness, and come out here and we have, you know, outdoor dining. So again, because this is such a large home, 14 bedrooms, we know that there could be 20, 30 people staying here, we decided to put in a commercial kitchen. And whether the individuals that are renting the place cook themselves or they use one of our many chefs, we wanted to have a very professional kitchen environment so that you can create world-class cuisine. When our chefs come, we always ask about dietary preferences and so on, but there's a real bent and focus on natural like ingredients from the area. So we had the other night fresh line caught tuna caught the same day. We had local oysters, local greens and heirloom tomatoes, and so we can tailor that to anybody's desires. But you can see, you know, a commercial kitchen found in a single family home meant to produce food for 20, 30 guests at a time. Throughout the entire property, we've got dishwashers in the right place. So we probably have 6 or 7 different dishwashers in this house. We have ice machines on every single floor. We've got little like kitchenette areas, which I'll show you as we go down. But again, talking about sort of like the nautical theme and sails, these are sail chairs and, you know, sailing sort of enhanced pillows. We have a screened in patio, so if you wanted to have outdoor dining and it's inclement weather, or, you know, get no bugs in there. So we just really understand who's coming and what they might use the place for. This is where we filmed the podcast before. We kind of call this the bar and work area. So we have a lot of people that sit up here and use their laptops with incredible views. We have built-in coffee maker, and this is a coffee station and a bar. Again, you'll see an ice maker and a dishwasher and little areas for people to sit. So this is our most recent addition, Kevin, and you toured the inside. This is a 6-bedroom house, and you can see consistent architecture but not identical. Fire pit, pool, hot tub, grill, outdoor shower, electric voltage charger. So we kind of know who's coming and we enable it. One thing that's really important for people to recognize is if you see that seawall there, we know that we're in an area where there's hurricanes and storms. It has been, you know, forever, and it'll likely continue forever. So what we've done is we build a 6-foot seawall. We've put thousands of cubic yards of fill in there. It costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that, but we're protecting our investment and the environment for a long term.
Yeah. One thing I love about this concept is if you're a discriminating traveler, and even if you stay at a really nice resort, you may or may not have the best view. You certainly won't have a balcony this size. And with this kind of concept where there's shared spaces, you get amazing views everywhere, and you get access to balconies.
Every room.
In every room. And huge ones.
Well, we know that you're going to go out there and you're going to read, or you're going to work, or you're going to have your laptop, or you're just going to want to have a cup of coffee there. So yep. We just put them in every single room, and that way everybody has a master suite. The floors are pretty much identical, except that this space that we're in right now is sort of where we do yoga indoors and also massage. So when somebody says that they want massages, this is where they set up the tables. We have great people that come and do all that. We've had guests that say, we want 2 masseuses every single day from 12 until 6, and that way guests don't have to really think about when their massage is. They just wait until it's available and free, and that's it.
I think I'd like to book a massage.
Yeah, right. I would too. Completely.
One small thing I want to point out, just if you're a frequent traveler, the value of being able to just do your laundry quickly when you need to on your own is so huge.
Totally. In fact, our team that was here for the offsite, our team needed to recharge because we've been living out of like suitcases on the road. So everybody used the laundry.
Yeah, when you're living out of a suitcase, little things like that make a huge difference.
So let me show you what we call our garden room. The ones that face the back of the property all have double beds. And again, they all have huge balconies. You can see our luggage racks, upcycled used kites. And this kind of cool, these lights here, not only do these work as night lights, they also have USBs and a little place to put your phone. So now every single bed has a place to charge your phone with design and intent. And I'm going to bring into the bathroom here, really clean, modern. You can see once again on the art selection, it's all about kiting, which is what's bringing everybody here. And then unique to this area here, we've got in the bathroom, if you can see that, it says Slick Calm. The area that we are right now is called the Slick, and we want calm waters. So it's a natural wonder for kiting because the winds are really strong and really consistent. But because of this little barrier island called the Slick, the water is nice and calm. And so that's the best of both worlds. You have like really strong blowing winds and really calm water, and that allows you to have control and stability and do a lot of fun things. So you won't see a lot of televisions throughout the house. In fact, we made the conscious decision to not put televisions in each room. Because we have this vision and we're trying to direct people's attention outside, we decided to instead put art where the television would go. But to retain the optionality in case we were wrong, it's all pre-wired. So we could remove the artwork if we wanted to and then hang a TV. Every single person that we spoke to told us we were crazy to not have televisions in each of the bedrooms. You know how many guests have asked for a television in the bedroom?
0.
Exactly 0. So sometimes you have to follow your gut and instinct and know what it is that you're doing and who you're doing it for. And we know our guests better than perhaps everyone else.
Yeah.
And so consequently, it's a non-issue. Here, once again, we have a little sort of like kitchenette. We leave out snacks and kind bars, some Outer Banks saltwater taffy, again, sense of place, local treats where we can. We have a little mini fridge that's usually stocked for guests, and then every floor has its own ice maker. So once again, if you're living on this floor, this is where you're staying. You don't have to go up to the kitchen. You've got everything that you want right there. So, like I said, on this floor, it's identical layout. We've got more washers and dryers and more of the themed kiting little end tables here. But what makes this floor different is this gym. So above us, we had that yoga, stretching, massage area. And here we've got a small gym that's functional with a treadmill and a stepper and a Peloton. Gets you direct access to that yoga and stretching place and a hot tub. And then on this side of the gym, we have more decking and outdoor seating with, incredible world-class views. And although I'm not a runner, I can't think of a better place to stand on a treadmill than, right here and just get my workout on.
So it's now when we have the bench press competition?
I think I'm going to lose that one. So let me share with you now what our king bedrooms look like. And again, you'll see, consistent design-orientated decisions. Here we've got a king bed, but again, you'll see outdoor space, very clean, large bathrooms. Everything is en suite, and this is what I was talking about. This is actually pre-wired for the television, but instead of having a television, we've got a really nice artistic kiting sort of piece of art. These QR codes here are to facilitate people in their Wi-Fi, so all you have to do is point your camera there and you connect to the internet.
That's cool.
One of the things we talked about a lot on the podcast before this was about optionality, and I was explaining to you that when we built this home, we had no proof of concept, right? We were doing something that no one else had done, nothing quite this big, nothing quite at this nightly rate. We were trying to pull people here to this island that it didn't have like this kind of demand before, or I think it had the demand, it just didn't have the supply, so we created the supply. In order to keep our costs down and our optionality open, we put the elevator shaft in place, but we didn't spend the money on the elevator our first season. We opened up and we didn't have an elevator, and now that we have proof of concept, we have an elevator so that when our chefs or when Johnny comes here with all of his podcast equipment, he's not carrying it up, we're in here and we've got an elevator. Or for people
Come on in, Johnny, there's plenty of room.
Yeah. And then on this floor
Amazing.
is just another communal area. Here we've got a little foosball table, and believe it or not, between the ping pong table and the foosball, this is where everybody hangs out, or the fire pit. It depends on the weather and who the group is, but all of these little group activities, it seems sort of like obvious, but they get really, really used. People love it. In fact, when our Stomp team is here, we always have championships. It gets really heated and quite competitive, so a lot of fun.
What I love is there's not a place you can go in this house that doesn't have a spectacular view. Yeah. The entire house has windows everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just spectacular.
Yeah, I'm very much view driven, and I think a lot of creativity and inspiration, excitement and energy comes from the water and the views, and so all of the stuff that we do custom built is that theme.
Well, I like what you said earlier, the view is the art.
Exactly, that's exactly right. So, and then out there you can't necessarily see, but we've got a couple of moorings. Yesterday we had some jet skis delivered for Kevin and his wife. Just go right off the dock. If there was more wind, people are kiting around here, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, you name it. We get pontoon boats for guests that go out and spend the day out on the water. So it's just an incredible, beautiful, unspoiled section of the world, and we're really fortunate to call it an opportunity for ourselves and our investors, and we very much appreciate the nature and the beauty and trying to enhance and preserve it. And we're not out here trying to pave paradise and put up a parking lot. Quite the opposite. We're actually trying to maintain and preserve as much as possible and have people enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sounding like a paid spokesperson, but it really is an amazing place, and pictures and video don't do it justice. My wife and I have traveled all over. We've stayed in all the nice places, and I think this is the future. I really do. I mean, this type of experience, once you've done it, it's hard to go back to anything else. And if you've got this option wherever you want to go, why wouldn't you take it?
Well,
awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, great tour.
Johnny, thank you. Everybody, thanks for your time, and please come visit us at Edgecamp Sporting Club and or Stomp Capital.